Morning, everybody. It's 8:10 a.m., October 24th. Welcome to my channel. Apologize yesterday. My computer yesterday was not cooperating. So, I have a new motherboard coming to not have to keep dealing with this. So, it's a pain in the butt. And so, I wasn't able to make a stream yesterday. But, I'm here today, and my computer's basically on life support. So, hopefully, I can make it through the stream. So, anyway, yesterday. Good morning, Chief. Yesterday, what did we have? Yesterday we broke out of bounds, right? We finally had some type of correction in this market, right? But did we get follow through? Nope. Because we closed yesterday inside last week's range in the Qs, almost closed back inside the last week's range in the SPY. And then this morning with Tesla, his earnings, and some other earnings, we're back inside balance. So as quick as that, that was the correction we needed. We hit some key levels on the daily charts. So remember, the election's coming. So no bag holders. All right, no bag holders. So that's what's going on. We'll get into a bunch of stuff today. But without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile, market profile to find structure in the markets along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, and the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, in the previous day. That all helps me find structure. That's my edge. That's how I see the markets, right? So, with that being said, hopefully you come to your boy to get the updates on the market, right? You can subscribe and set an alert. I do this every day at 8 a.m. Have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, join me. You get what's happened yesterday, you get what's happened this morning, leaders, laggards, news, economic calendar, daily charts, and the main event at 8:30. We go over the NASDAQ and ES futures analysis, okay? So, as with that, I still owe you guys a video from some trades. I'm having a pretty decent trading week, so still owe you some reels, but I have some computer problems. But you could check out my other reels at my YouTube Shorts. You can also go to my X account at Gonzo719. I post them there as well. And if you want to check out my TikTok, that's at Gonzo719Trader. All right, and of course, if you enjoy my content, please smash that like button. Please smash the like button. All right, so let's get right into the futures watch list here. Let's do it. Who's leading the pack this morning? It's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up 1.43%. Silver's up 1.24. Nasdaq's up 0.90. Ether's up 0.88. Gold's up 0.76. Crude up 0.69. 30-year bonds being bought. ES is up 0.48. Russell is up 0.44. The dollar's up 0.06. The Dow is down 0.10. Okay, that is probably due to maybe some Boeing and United Healthcare being down. Johnson and Johnson's down, so that's going to weigh on the Dow. All right, 10-year yield finally. I think this is probably maybe even a good opportunity here. So finally went up to 4.24. I think finally today. Look, the 10 years down. 10-year yield's down 1.11%, down to 4.19 yield. All right. Now they got the VIX. The VIX was almost up to a 20 yesterday, or did actually go up past the 20, but we're back down, under 19 at 18.72. It is the VIX is down 2.70. So you know how I was talking about before the election. So you got the election above, like in front of us or coming up, right? You don't want to hold the bag. What else is coming up? Well, Mag 7 earnings, right? All the big boys. Who wants to be holding a bag with that either? So just understand that this market needed some type of correction. We got it, okay? This is just a story. Now let's go to the Mag 7. Tesla obviously had good earnings, up 13.7%. All right, we're at like 242, closed at 213 yesterday. Very nice move. All right, Coinbase up 2.85 of Bitcoin. Nvidia is up 1.31. AMD up 1.24. Broadcom up 0.86. All right, so is there a laggard here? Now, Apple got some bad news yesterday about cutting back on units. Boeing is down 2.73%. Boeing is the laggard. Okay. Now, that might have reported earnings. I believe they reported earnings. I could be wrong about that. Let's just make sure. Yeah, they reported earnings. Okay. So, and I think I just saw they were bad. We'll get into that. All right. Let's go to top sector stocks. Let's go to UPS. UPS reported earnings. Looks like they were good or better because they haven't been good lately. Up 7.85%. UPS up 7.85%. All right, then we go to Salesforce up 0.62, Qualcomm up 0.60, McDonald's after E. coli and their quarter pounders, they rebounded a little bit. Maybe some people bought on that news. Now, who's down today? Johnson & Johnson, United Healthcare is down 0.47, and Uber. Uber is down 2.73%. I don't know why right now. They have earnings. They don't report earnings to the 31st, so there must be another reason, and I'm sure I'll find that out. All right, now let's go to the swing trade list and see who's leading. We got Lam Research. That's a semi, and they must have had good earnings because they're up 6.2%. Viking Therapeutics is up 5.58%. Whirlpool up 4.25%. Applied Materials up 3.59%. Las Vegas Sands, I believe, got an upgrade, up 3.06%. FedEx, in sympathy with UPS, is up 2.59%. ARC, man, I don't see them up a lot. ARC ETF up 2.58%. Lucid up 2.001%. Celsius up 1.87%. T-Mobile up 1.86%. MicroStrategy up 1.8%. Ford up 1.62%. Micron up 1.52%. And we'll leave it at that. We'll go to laggards. Laggards, IBM. So IBM is down 3.37%. Union Pacific is down 3.05%. Lyft. Now, Lyft, did they report earnings? Let's see. Hold on. They did not. So Uber and Lyft are down. Now, I don't understand why yet. I don't know if it has to do with Tesla. I don't know. But American Airlines. Sorry. American Airlines down 2.18%. Honeywell down 1.97%. Donald Trump down 1.70%. Harley Davidson down 1.26%. And Baba's down 1.12%. So there you go to the laggards here. All right, let's go to the top sector stocks. I'm sorry, the sectors, the guts of the market. Here we go. XLY, that's your Amazon, your Tesla, your Home Depot, up 1.90. All right, semis up 1.22. XLK is up 0.67. XLE is up 0.30. That's energy communications up 0.23. So is there a laggard? No, no laggard here today, folks. So a lot of these are up because you went so far down at the close, right? And now the market's rebounded. So that's why you're kind of seeing those up like that. Okay. That is that. Now we get into economic calendar today. And let's see here. Alrighty. So today we got Chicago Fed 8:30, initial jobs claims 8:30. We have Fed Hammock speaking at 9:45, and we also have S&P Global Composite manufacturing and services all at 9:45. So that's going to be a stay away most likely for me. And 10 a.m.'s new home sales. So a slew of data today. 9:45 and 10 a.m. I wouldn't be loving to be initiating a trade around there. If there's some A pluser out there for me at 9:35 or 9:40, which is not usually the case, I'll just sit on the sidelines and wait for the dust to settle. Okay, alrighty. That is our economic calendar today. Okay, let's look at the what are we gonna look at next? Some news here. All right, let's go over some of these. Tesla stock rose 13% after the electric car maker giant posted better than expected projected third quarter profit and forecast a slight jump in deliveries this year. Boeing, here's the Boeing. Stock fell 3.7% after striking machinist rejected a revised contract offer, extending a crippling labor action that is placing heavy pressure on new CEO Kelly Ortberg's plans to overhaul the jet manufacturer's ailing finances. All right, here's Southwest. Stock rose 1.4 airlines after Bloomberg reported that the carrier and Elliott Investment Management are closing in on a settlement that would avoid a proxy fight. Okay. UPS stock rose 7.3 after the shipping company reported third quarter earnings and revenue that exceeded expectations. There you go. What else? IBM stock fell 4.8 after the technology company reported reduced enterprise spending on non-generated AI projects pressured its consulting segment, clouding software unit strength. All right. Let's see. Harley Davidson stock fell 1.9 after the iconic motorcycle manufacturer trimmed its revenue forecast for the year. All right, that's what's going on there. Now let's look at here if there's any more here. Just talked about all this stuff, so let's see here. What else is going on here that we saw? Who was hurting, or that was not? All right, Lam Research, right? The company forecast revenue for the December quarter above Wall Street expectations on Wednesday as chip makers ordered more of its equipment used to manufacture semiconductors for artificial intelligence applications. The company expects revenue for the current quarter ending December 29th at 4.3 billion, plus or minus 300 million, compared with analyst estimate of 4.24 billion. All right. So, Lam Research, the semi, they had a 10-to-1 split, so they are now at a normal price. All right. What else? Just looking at what's going on here. That's a lot of news, boy. Now let's look at Nvidia's got some going. We got two here. Apple. Company CEO Tim Cook said at a meeting with the Chinese government in Beijing that the U.S. company will increase investment in China and thereby contribute to supply chain development. State news. All right, that's let's go to Nvidia. Chip behemoth expanded tie-ups with India's big firms such as Reliance Industries and launched a lightweight artificial intelligence model for the widely used Hindi language as it looks to tap a growing market. The company is hosting an AI summit in the business capital of Mumbai. Wow. With Chief Executive Jensen Huang chatted with the chairman of Conglomerate Alliance. Interesting. Like it says Mukesh Ambani, who is also Asia's richest man. Nvidia said it was rolling out the new small language model dubbed Nematron 4 Mini Hindi Beat 4B with 4 billion parameters for firms using it. This is just crazy. Nvidia is nuts. All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna be done there. Now, let's go to upgrades, downgrades. Upgrades, downgrades. We'll start with the upgrades. All right, we'll start with the upgrades. Let's see here. This is NEP, NextEra Energy Partners, upgraded. Nothing here. I mean, I know. Let's see here. Downgrades. Let's see here. Verizon. That's the only really notable there. Initiations. Let's see initiations. Initiations. Nothing like really that's sticking out here. Price target changes. Let's do that. This hasn't been the greatest with that lately. Let's see. Tesla, a bunch of target raises. All right, target raise Teslas. Target raise T-Mobile. Let's see here. Target raise Rocket Labs. Target raise ServiceNow. What else? Target raise Hilton. Target raised Alibaba. All right, a lot of target raise today. Target lowers. Let's go with those. Is there anyone to note? Boeing target lowered 240 to 200. That's about it. All right, I think we're done there. I think we did what we wanted to do. Just want to see if I didn't miss anything. The financial juice. Nothing I didn't talk about. All right, I think we can move on. Let's move on to those daily charts. All right. Now, going to be very important here. What do you see here? All right. Look at this little baby. Look at this trend line. Look at that. Didn't even notice that yesterday. So if you notice my expression chart, right? One, we got a trend line hit, right? What else did we do? Hit the 20-day simple moving average. We haven't hit that. We didn't even hit it there. We haven't hit that since September 12th. Okay, so we hit that. We hit last month's highs right there. Those are last month's highs. That would be September's highs. Okay, now look here. This is last week's range, the orange. Look what happened. We broke it. Boom. Hit that trend line. Hit last month's highs. Went all the way back almost inside the range of yesterday. Right? Look at this balance area. We broke balance. But of course, what happens? Nobody wants to hold the bag. Right? Then you had Tesla earnings. So now we're at 580.90. 580.90. Right there. We're right at yesterday's open. So yesterday's sell-off is already eliminated. Already. Crazy, right? And I almost here put some options on it. I'm like, this is probably going to go back. But I didn't, so it doesn't matter. But I would have been happy right now, but that's the way it goes, right? So let's look at futures. So look, there's that big wick, right? And then whoop. And then look, inside this orange, last week's range. Inside last week's range. So it's like nothing to see here, right? Nothing to see here. You got a lot of earnings coming up next week, right? Earnings season is here. So look what happens. Tesla, and you don't want to be holding the bag for election. That's what happens, right? Shorts just don't have any footing here. It's just a correction right now. Now, let's look at the Qs. So what did the Qs do? Yesterday, there's last week's range, orange, right? What did it do? It opened at last month's highs, went all the way down, broke last week's lows, came all the way down here, didn't touch the trend line, but closed within last week's range, right? Where are we now? 492.80. 492.80. So you are, yeah, close to yesterday's open, not quite. Back close to the middle of this balance. Nothing to see here, right? That sell-off has been pretty much eliminated. Now here's futures. You can see we broke last week's lows, closed with inside them. Now we're here. Now in futures, you're in the middle, more of in the middle of the future range, right? That would encompass the whole day, right? But we'll look at, it's broken down better when I look at the market profile and buying profile. So we're right about at the 9 EMA daily right now. Look, we breached the 20, but we're above it now. And yeah, we're back in balance. Unbelievable, right? All right, let's move on. Look at that triple-headed monster and that 10-year yield. Finally, Jesus, finally, getting some selling here. So taking back this whole day, and now you're above the 20. Let's see. Let's see if you can rip down. Let's see if people start buying bonds here. Not a bad deal. 4.2 yield on a 10-year note, right? And where Fed's going to be cutting rates. We already know Fed's cutting rates, right? So have to see what happens there, right? We'll have to see. Now let's go to the second head. That is the dollar. And the dollar is pulling back, right? 10-year yield, and that looks like this parabolic move. Oof. And now the dollar's pulling back a little bit, right? So watch the dollar. Now VIX. Remember, this is a fear gauge, but it's also a hedge gauge. What did we do yesterday? Spiked up to 20 and a half. All right, we're back down here. Like I said, we're going to hang around here for the election. We're at 18.72 VIX. All right. Remember, VIX is 30 days out. I usually say of fear, but this is really 30 days out of hedge. So for the election, and that's what it's doing. All right, 16 VIX is a 1% expected move in the S&P 500 plus or minus. All right, moving on. We're going to the main event now. We're going to go to the market profile, the volume profile, and let's see what we did yesterday, right? Because this sell-off's been pretty much erased. All right, so let's go to it. Here we are. Here we are. All right, let's get my trusty marker out here. Let's look at structure, right? So we had our balance area, right? And that level I've been talking about, the 58.61, finally was broken. Opened up here, pushed up, and then proceeded to break also that 56.1 and that 58.50 that was being held for a long time. We broke it and went all the way down, almost to this demand, right? But then we closed at the above the midpoint of the session. So you took back half of the move already, right? Now, what happened? We opened here, pushed down here, and moved up. There's the open of yesterday. Here's where we're at now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Craziness, right? Here's the profile. So now you have that excess from yesterday, and you have value area. Now, what do I always say? Most traded price of the week is here, right? That's 58.96, right? The job of the market now is to move it. If you want to go lower, it was probably to try to make this 58.38 the new most traded price of the week. Well, guess what? If you can't move value lower, you're going to go back to old value. Okay. Now, the 24-hour session has a nice little node here. That's about 58.70. Notice the market stopped right there. Okay. That might become today the most traded price of the week. It most likely will. Right? And then it will be, can it get over this level to go back to the other side of bounce? Who knows? All right. Who knows? All right. Now, if we're looking at yesterday's monster session, we got yesterday's highs. We got yesterday's lows. Okay. Here's the overnight high, overnight low. We're inside yesterday's session. Inside. We are also close to 90% net long in the overnight session. Okay. Look at this beautiful holding of the most traded price of yesterday. Right. So you got a weak low here. Let's get rid of this scribble. So right now, 58.38, okay, is the most traded price of yesterday, and it's the overnight low. Okay. Also take the note, we broke the month-to-date anchored VWAP yesterday in the ES, but guess what? We're back over it. It's green. Guess what that means? Buyers still in control of this month. Buyers still in control of this month. Now, the week-to-date VWAP is red, and it's right here. That means that the week so far, sellers are in control. What if we take that out, right? Be careful, all right? So, all right, so let's look at levels. We got our 58.38 week low. This lines up with a pretty big demand zone right here. So that'd be a nice pullback, right? If the market stays firm and strong, right? Now we do have our 58.70 level, kind of lining up with the yesterday's highs of 58.74. So that was probably our week high. It's really the playground today, all around the overnight session. Okay. Now we have our balance area up here. Now just to let you know, let's talk about that. Balance rules. All right. Let's talk about balance rules. Here's our balance area, right? It's a rough balance area. Okay. Look what happened. This is called a look above. A look below. Made a move, right? Now the move was like a test. Testing the breakout lower, right? Then you got to confirm that move by like continuation. But look what we're doing. If we start to go back inside here. I would think break 470, kind of start coming up here. Okay, that's going to be considered a look below and fail, and you're going to go back till 59.15 at least. You're going to go back to the other side of balance. Why does that happen? Because guess what? All these shorts got paid, right? All of them got paid. Now, if we start to do this, there, whoever didn't, like, still holding shorts are going to have to cover, and it's just going to make it go back to the other side of balance. That's what happens. Okay? So be very cognizant of that today. Even though there's supply here and stuff like that, with that move, the power of the short covering could really happen. Because look, here's the break lower, and we're still below that, right? The break lower happened right here, and that's where we are. So it's like we're flirting with this range. Okay, we're flirting with it. Okay. All right, let's get into scenarios. I don't know who's with me today. Is it G-Man, maybe? Is it G-Man, maybe? I know Rosita's here. Maybe she's not. She's a busy woman. I know she was here earlier, but let's go to scenarios. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it, do it, do it. And we're going to start with the bull. That bull's strong, right? So, what are we looking at here, right? What did I say? This 58.70, which is going to become most likely the most traded price of the week, and the overnight high is 58.74. Bulls want to break that thing, go back into range, and use balance rules to get up to 59.15, which is a week high, right up here. Okay. Also, we got our week low, 58.38, overnight high, and the most traded price of yesterday. Write all these net levels down. 58.38, week low, 58.70, week high. Balance highs, 59.15. These are very important levels, okay? Now, what could happen? All right. So I'm going to go with, we get a little corrective action here. First, pull back into this demand. Anywhere in this demand zone and this week low is buy. It's a buy if the market is just correcting, right? Because I can tell in internals if it's really weak or if it's just corrective. If we come in here anywhere, I'm going to look for some higher lows, and I'm going to look to break 58.70, come back into balance. If we start holding in here, we're going to go to 59.15. Other side of balance. Can we break that? Maybe go all the way up. I don't know if that totally fully happens, but 59.15 would definitely be in the cards if we start working ourselves back into range. Okay? This can also happen by we don't correct in the overnight. We just do this and we kind of hold and the market starts firming up. Yep, 59.15. Okay? That's what I'm looking at today. Now on the short side, remember what I said. This is probably the most traded price of the week now. It's going to change. This is like 24 hours, so it's not the real time. Most likely though, this will become it. So now, how do we look at that level? We're at the bottom of balance, right? This is kind of like where the move happens. So sellers want to defend this area. Now we do the inverse. 58.30, that week low, is very susceptible to getting broken. So what do I want to see? You got supply here, supply here. Let's say we do this, but it's real quick, and then we get rejected. And we start coming lower highs. Well, guess what? All these longs from the lows here and the lows here, you got to break this demand. All right? Got to break it, hold on to the most traded price, and then you can make your way and test yesterday lows. There's that demand zone of 5,800. Okay? That's what could possibly happen. Okay? That's probably the only thing I'm interested in. I want to see rejection in here. 58.70. I don't want to see acceptance above it. All right. If it's a swift kind of rejection, you start making your way because you know longs are here and here. Okay. Do I think this is likely? I think the probability is more on bulls, but we have to see. It's the market. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Now, that is the ES. Let's go over to the NASDAQ. Here's the NASDAQ. All right, let's look at it. There we go. Here's our lovely NASDAQ. All right, now let's look at structure. Now, this profile, it's got some long excess to it now, but the value is up here still, right? Now look at the NASDAQ. Unbelievable. Now you had a big move. Why? Ultimate balance. Big move away from that, right? No surprise there. Okay. Month to date VWAP. Right here, anchored VWAP. We are above it. It's green. Now look where it's at. Week to date VWAP is red. It's still in control of the week. Sellers are in control of the week, but barely, right? You just erased all that selling. In the NASDAQ, you are in the side of the balance area. You're not like flirting with these lows. You're inside. So that could be setting up for that look below and fail. Okay. Now, inside value area already, right? Right here. You did not have any sense, like this is the most traded price of yesterday, right? But look at the volume. Never accepted value lower. Never built any kind of value lower. And we went right back to where? In the middle of balance, the value. Okay. So that's going on with the NASDAQ. Now look at the NASDAQ here. Look at what it did. It opened right in balance. Right there. Pushed up and then worked its way out. Once you broke these lows, off to the races. Right into demand. Popped up. Closed right there. Okay. Now, you do have a weak low here. Right here. With the close and the overnight low. Right there. That level, now that I covered it, is 202.59.75. That close is right there. Now, here's what's important. It's 100% net long. There's no short activity at all, thanks to Tesla. 100% net long. We know we have longs here, and we're in the middle of balance. Now, it ain't going to be easy to really push through all that, but you'll have the power of anybody who is short up here. If we start encroaching on them, they're going to cover. All right, and that could fuel up to us to 206.02. Okay. So I'm not a fan of really like going super long in the NASDAQ like with this above me. Okay, I'm not. That's not an easy area to just cut through. Okay, so very interesting. All right, now let's get into some scenarios here. I like the right off the bat. I like the ES better. Okay, but you can notice here, this big level is the most traded price of the month, right? Look at where the overnight found resistance right there. So you know how I said the ES is like right at the bottom of balance? If this acts as resistance, yeah, we could get corrective move down here. Okay. Now there's probably demand down here. Did I not chart the NASDAQ this morning? I think I forgot to. Because there's probably demand here. All right. So I would pretty much guess there's demand here. All right, this high volume node. So let's get right into some scenarios here. So just real quick, here's our levels. Overnight high, 204.28 with the most traded price of the month, 204.40. Okay, this is weak high, right? But that's just really a lot to get through above us. And you got that weak low, 202.59. So it's all about the overnight session. Let's do scenarios here. Let's do scenarios here. All right, let's do it. We're going to start with the bull. Now, I don't love, and be honest with you, that we're butting up against these major levels. I'm not a fan. Okay, I'm not a fan of that. So another level to pay attention to is that 203.25. It's the most traded price of the overnight right here. Okay, so I in this area want to see what bulls do. They got to defend it. Okay, so what I'd like to see is a push up. All right, maybe you get some corrective activity. If you defend here, all right, go along and see if we can get that look above, look below and fail here, and try to go to the other side of balance, up into here, almost to 206. Okay, in all this area, I would be interested. Month of day VWAPs here. You got this large volume node. Anything up there. You got the midpoint of yesterday to 271. Okay, because like I said, you have the look below. Now you failed to go farther, and now we want to target the other side of balance. Okay, this would be tough. What I feel, if we do this, you could get some choppiness here. But if you did, and you did this and started really going like this, you're gonna go, and you have a gap here. Who knows? Okay, who knows? Like I said, I'm not crazy about these big levels right there. That's a big levels. Okay. Now, if we talk about the short, it's right in our face, just like the ES. Okay, we've got our week low, 202.59, right here. Okay, we got our week high. Sellers want to defend this. The sellers want to defend this area. Okay, like I said, it could be as quick as boom, go right in here, reject. Now remember, longs from here, longs from here. 100% net long from here. We could correct, push down to the overnight. Now you got your week low with the close of yesterday. If you break that, boom, break under the anchor view out for the month. Yeah, we could go to probably take a little stop at the most traded price of yesterday and test yesterday's lows in this demand. And there's a high volume node right here at 250, 20050. Does it happen? Don't know. Do I believe it's the high probable to reverse this whole move? Nah, I don't think it's highly probable. But you have to put it in the cards, right? Just because the looming earnings coming up and the looming election, right? I think this was the correction that the market needed. Okay, that's it for me today, folks. And hopefully you enjoyed that analysis and enjoyed what I had to say. And you can give me a smash the like button. I don't know if you can give me a smash the like button, but if you can smash that like button, all right, smash that like button. And of course, all right, I do it every day, 8:10 a.m. when my computer's behaving. And subscribe, set an alert. Enjoy me every day, 8:10 a.m. Have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea. Let me tell you what's going on in the market. Forget about CNBC, right? Have me tell you what's going on, why stuff's moving. You can always count on your boy to tell you why, not just the headlines, why, the real deal, okay? The real deal here, all right? And of course, you could follow me on X at Gonzo719, all right? And also, I post my trading videos on YouTube Shorts. Check that out. And you can also check out TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. All right, check it out. And that will be it for me today, people. Now, hopefully, my computer stays alive on the ventilator that it's on and the life support that it's on. And I replaced that motherboard this weekend, and we're all good. So, everybody have a great day. Remember, follow your plan. No trade is a good trade. No trade is a trade. And just work on that patience. Every day I'm working on mine. So everybody have a great